So, starting with Good Guy in frame this time, because things are about to get a little bit bigger. And let's move the camera up to reveal Toa Good Guy. My revamp of Good Guy into a Toa-sized build. Just bring that down a little. So, as you can see, colour layout is basically the same. This is bringing up a little. You got the black feet, the grey legs and torso, then the red is pretty much limited to the arms, obviously the same head. Only real differences are I brought the red down a little onto the back, added the kind of gear-like detail there. I just like the Hodika chest as armour, but figured that, yeah, I could go a little higher than that and add some extra bits and pieces of detail. So, yeah. Mask-wise, he wears a Kanoe Huna, which is this boy, for those who forget. However, it is a damaged one. Its power of invisibility is permanently active, but applies only to the mask itself, making him appear maskless at all times. And hang on, I'll see if I can get him into the roll safe pose here. Yeah, they can't knock your mask off if you're not wearing one. Hang on, I need to get him a little bit lower. Let's just, it'd probably help if I brought like an image reference for this, but fuck it, that's probably close enough. If it isn't, you'll probably see a thing on screen showing just how far off I am. Anyway, posability then. As you can see, neck is on a ball joint, a high friction one, just because that gave me the right neck proportion. Shoulders are on ball joints leading into the body, which means that basically he gets a more dynamic range of butterfly motion. Can go back further and forward further. You will have to excuse the dust. This guy basically lives on a bookcase on my window ledge, so he does get a little bit dusty staying out all the time. You got the full range of forward and backward motion, upward stuff. I mean, basically, range-wise, it's about the same as going from a ball on the shoulder to a socket there, but, like, I don't know, I like doing things this way. Elbows, then, you've got the full ball joint there. You can put his hand on his hips, that kind of thing. Lower arms didn't have a whole lot of options, so I went with CCBS, just because that gave me parts in pretty much all the colours that I wanted, because, spoiler alert, this guy isn't the only version of this build I have. That's going to be coming up in a while, though, because, well, I'm currently filming 5 weeks' worth of videos in advance. We'll get to those when we get to those. Legs. They used what's kind of become my go-to thigh build, because, like, you can get over 90 degrees of motion with it quite easily, without anything really looking weird. It looks fine from pretty much all angles, and it lets you put these thingies on the outside, which I always thought looked cool. So, there's also a little bit of extra detail there just to bring things in a little before coming to the hips, which are on a kind of ball jointed waist swivel that has full range around and forward and backward. Has a pretty good ab crunch, to be honest. Like, that, if anything, is about as far as I can bend forward. So, I'd say that's good enough. Ankles then, standard ball joint there, it's the standard Hero Factory style feet, which again are a little bit on the dusty side. But, yeah, I like how I integrated the Visirag legs onto the legs as well. They're nicely integrated, they look good as armour. And the staff, as you can see, is basically, if I straighten them out a little again and bring in Good Guy here, as you can see, it's basically the same piece but expanded out into kind of logically continuing the shape into a full staff. I mean, in theory I could put a flame part up there and have it be pretty much just a bigger version of it, but I like it like this, Plus, the Rakshi staff, this one in particular, is a staff of fear, and that brings us nicely to the lore for this guy. So, Good Guy here is a former Tower of Fire, who, for various reasons that will become clear eventually, was cut off from his element, and effectively lost his fire powers. So he acquired this staff while helping out a Xian, I want to say, same species as Rudaka. Render the build for that character on screen now. It's just, why not? Anyway, he acquired the staff after helping fight off a couple of Steltians who were trying to just start stuff in that guy's store, which he was not keen on. As a reward for that, he was granted this thing, which is an inverter staff. I mean, rather than projecting fear, this rocketry tool now projects courage, which for Matora and other smaller species can mean the courage to fight back. For something like a Skarxy, it could mean suicidal courage to take on a foe that they are not equipped to handle and are gonna get their ass kicked by. So let's, just for the sake of it, put this on and slide him all the way back to get him fully in shot. Bring this forward a little. And yeah, there we go. This is Good Guy then, Tower of the People. As the one thing you really learn from obtaining his staff is that it's more than just Matoran that need protection. He's a tower for everyone, whether they want a tower or not. So, instructions for this coming eventually. I don't have any made yet. Just a couple tweaks to the build I'm considering. You'll see. Right, peace out then. I've got a couple more of these to film today. Thank you for watching.